And we are live. How is it going today, guys? Great to have you.
What's going on?
Predator couples peeping us out. They're making sure we're legit first before talking. I don't blame them. I would do the same thing. How's it going, guys? Rock on. Much love. The XFL fam is here. This is what I consider my Houston Roughneck fam, honestly. I mean, looking back, you guys really represented a lot of what we did there at the Roughnecks when they played. So great to have you guys. Appreciate you coming on tonight and look forward to your insights as fans.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
Very, very welcome. So, I mean, guys, I mean, you've heard all the news. You've heard all the discussions. You've heard all the copyright trademarks. You've heard it all now. So we're going to get into everything, I promise, okay? But first, I want to talk a little bit more about you. As being super fans, I feel like you guys have earned the right to kind of tell your stories a little bit and what the Houston Roughnecks mean to you as fans and individuals. So look forward to that. Sound
Absolutely.
good?
Sounds good.
So first off, Rig Rocker, where are you coming in from today, man? I want to ask, and I'll get to you, Predator Couple. What are you in Texas right now?
Yeah, I live in Richmond.
Gotcha.
Just down here near Sugarland.
Understood. What about you, Predator Couple? You in the area as well? Mask's coming off.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, we're in Katy, Texas.
Gotcha.
We're on the west side of Houston.
Yep. You're not far out. Passed by there a few times in my travels. I bet you it's a lot better with those masks off, huh?
Cooler, that's for sure.
Even you, Rig Rocker, I mean, during game time, I bet that's a rough 2-3 hours wearing that mask the whole time.
Well, usually the only time it comes up is for a drink.
Don't blame you
so
there.
By the end of the night, I'm a mess.
But it's worth it because our Houston Roughnecks are hot.
Absolutely.
Heck, I think most of the games
the worst
were
was
pretty
the
hot.
Vegas game.
Yep. Yeah, that was that daytime game, right? It was pretty warm that day.
Yeah, I almost dropped that day. We were standing.
Florida was kind of tough too.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were standing in direct sun the entire game. By the end of the game, last about 5 minutes, my brother's like, "Dude, we got to get you up in the shade."
We couldn't get enough water, Dennis.
No.
Gotta get the Pedialyte out for that, or heck, even the pickle juice, maybe.
Pickle juice.
Well, guys, I guess we'll just get right on into it. I don't want to discuss the merger stuff yet. We're going to talk about it, of course, okay?
Right.
But first, I just want to ask each of you, and I guess Rig Rocker, we'll just start since we're in this order. I mean, I want to know how you became super fans and when it started. So Rig Rocker, if you just want to start us off, and then when he's done, Predator Couple, go ahead and pick it up from what you think's best.
Yeah, so me and my brother, first game of the season, my wife, we was watching TV that morning, and the news said something about opening game for the Roughnecks. And I said, God, I really want to go to a game. You know, I love football. I was raised around football. So I was like, I'd really like to go to a game. She said, then go. You and your brother go. Get you out of the house, leaves me alone. You're not bugging me. So we went. We had a great time. We bought a hoodie and a ball cap. Had a blast. Come home, we talked about it. I said, man, I want to go to a couple more games this year. And we wound up going to the next game. That's when we met these guys. And by then we had our mask. And, you know, it was just for fun at that point, you know, just get in the spirit of it. And then, you know, the Predator couple, they pretty much, I mean, they were the inspiration for me and my brother to start doing the Superfan thing, because after we seen the fun they were having and you know, interacting with the kids and fans, I was like, man, that's what I want to do. That's it right there. And so by third week, we was all done up, and it just went from there. But then we started hanging out with the Predator couple, and you know, got to meet other super fans, and we just went right through it and enjoyed every bit of it.
I mean, coming in, so when did you decide to don your authentic mask there? At what point did that happen?
So it was week 2. We got tickets, and we got them early that morning. And told my brother, I said, dude, I want to go grab some face paint. I want to paint my face up. We was almost late to the game. Face paints. We went and got these masks and painted them up, and we wore them at the second game. We bought our T-shirts, and we just had our ball cap, T-shirt, and mask on, and it just continued to progress. Each week, we found something else to do with it until we was all done, and it was like, all right, now we got it. We actually didn't come up with our names until the South Division Championship game.
Gotcha.
We literally spent all year. Everybody's like, "What are you guys being called?" And we're like, "We don't know." We figured it out. And we were sitting up here. Me being a big Ohio State fan, I got a room that's all done up Ohio State, and we was just sitting there. And we was throwing names out there, and it's just like, nah, that don't work. And then when one of us said Rig Rocker, we were like, "That's it. That sounds good, and that's what we'll go with." So that's how it all came about.
Very interesting.
We ran with it and had a blast with it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, your look almost reminds me of what was it, the Jabberwockies from back in the day. It was a dance show. That's kind of what that reminded me of when I first saw it, you know. But it was great. It's always something to look forward to when you come to a game, to see those masks, as well as the Predator couple's masks. I mean, both of those were, I think, iconic in every Houston game that I went to, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I guess Predator couple, share a little bit more about your story. How did you come about being super fans?
I know for me, way back when I watched version 1, and it was interesting, you know, a little more show than football. And then, you know, version 2 came around, and, you know, me and my wife were like, hey, let's do something that ain't out there, you know. And then we, you know, Predators were just the thing, because, you know, we're bound to just hunt down everybody and annihilate them. So we went with that. And then COVID hit, and that was a real big bummer.
Yeah, we were undefeated that season.
So once the third time's the charm come around, it was like, yeah, we're doing this. No. She was like, all right, then let's go for it. We're going to go all in. So we got our belts ordered, got our chains made up, got our new masks done up with the new color schemes. And then, you know, we kind of got a little larger than we thought we were going to get. So it's like, hey, my other brother, Sean, he designed up these jerseys. So we got them made with my brother Victor. And we got us our
whole tailgate got them.
Old Smoky sponsor, you know, and then we had a big old tailgate, you know, Roughneckers tailgate. You know, we try to make it a family environment, because that's what it's about right now. You know, at the end of the day, we're XFL family. You know, game time, we're our team family. But, you know, we want this league, or at least some of our teams, to still exist and fight out there, especially our Roughnecks. So
yeah, I kind of boosted him into it to help combat his PTSD. As veterans, it's very tough for us to do social setting environments, And so the mask was kind of a way to protect us as well as allow us to interact. And so when he decided he wanted to do it, I was like, okay, I'll do this with you. So you got a battle buddy out there. And our family tailgate turned into, gosh, we got over 500 now on our tailgate. And it's amazing. You know, we got recognized by them. And, you know, the kids, absolutely love the kids, having the kids come up, especially the young ladies. All the young girls come up and they're like, oh my gosh, there's a girl one. She's got a tutu, you know? And I kind of did that to let the young women know that, hey, it's okay for girls to watch football too. And we love it. You know, I love being able to take pictures and interact with the fans and interact with all of the kids, you know, signed a kid's forehead. That was pretty neat, you know, and cheerleaders bum rushing me. And, you know, little ones, when you squat down on their level, they look at you and they go, okay, you're not so scary after all. It's a blast. I enjoy it.
I mean, it is a little intimidating. I'll say, even from my standpoint, I see it and I'm like, what is going on? Once I realized how friendly you guys were, though, it was a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Now, is this the right group I'm looking at? Is this y'all's tailgate group?
That's our tailgate Facebook page.
That's our tailgate Facebook page. And like I said, it's a come one, come all, you know.
The great thing about it is our tailgate started out as a group of 10 to 12 of us out here in Katy. You know, it was just like Katy Roughneckers. And, you know, life happens. We get it. So me and Amber and maybe one other couple are the only OGs left. So we kept it going. And we, you know, it's not just Katy anymore. It's something that grew to all of Houston. We renamed it Roughneckers Tailgate.
Yeah, I had Ken on previous. I know you guys are familiar with Ken.
Yeah.
Kenneth, he's a great guy, great super fan also. But he told me a lot about your tailgate. I didn't even realize it, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with the tailgate, it's just, you know, you come, you contribute, have fun. We're all family out there. We're there to have fun, support the Roughnecks, support the XFL. You know, just come, contribute, and have a good time.
I think our biggest to date was the 500 pounds of crawfish that I cooked for everyone. Between me and Cowboy Mike, boy, he had this set up, and we were just pumping them out as fast as people could eat them.
So they all went, huh? You no leftovers?
No, it was all
We
gone.
were giving them away.
That's a successful tailgate in my mind for sure. That means you had bodies there that were hungry.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know, Scion with Old Smoky Moonshine. He officially has sponsored our tailgate with Old Smoky Moonshine. So we get all kinds of fresh new ideas and samples from that wonderful company and come out and try it. And yeah, there's some of the crawfish. And no, I'm not sharing my secrets.
I'm from South Mississippi. I can cook some crawfish now.
There you go.
You even had cops showing up eating.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, man, in terms of tailgates, you guys were on the other side, so I didn't ever go over to where you were. I always went to, like, the initial parking lot, walked around a little bit, and then went inside for media stuff. But if I would have known what was going on now, I would have made it a point to be out there at least a couple of game time.
Crazy. The St. Louis guys, Ball Hawk. We all know who he is. He came and visited. You know, we had a few of our Dallas guys come and visit. Our Renegades guys, definitely a few of our San Antonio guys, and we're looking forward to next year. You know, because when we traveled, they all treated us like royalty, and it was amazing. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to having to return the favor.
Agreed. Yeah, much respect to you guys.
Yeah, there's Trey the Truth. I don't know if you saw that back one. Famous rappers. Y'all know who that is.
Yeah, just look through. Here you go. Here's a classic. What game was this? Who's in the background there? I can't tell. Is it the Battlehawks?
I think it was. Yeah, I think that was Battlehawks.
Yeah, it was Battlehawks.
Yeah.
Man, good crew right there, guys.
That we beat.
I'll tell you. personally, I hope to see you guys again next year in this, and whatever this becomes, for better or for worse, because stuff like this
Well, we want it.
really made, it really touched people in different ways other than just football. So that's what we love about this.
If the Roughnecks don't survive, us true diehard Roughneck super fans are plotting against.
We're coming up with creative ways.
Coming up, we're
Stay tuned.
coming up with
Exactly.
plans to go against
That
if
right
they
there.
do get rid of us. So we'll see.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for the same bat time, same bat channel.
We're gonna have our Roughnecks. That's
There
all
we
I
go.
know.
I like it, guys. I like it. I'm gonna share your petition real quick before we get going.
Yeah, our petitions. Look, save our Roughnecks. We had one of the guys in our tailgate come up with it.
Damon Rexrod, thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you. We love it, and we're just doing everything we can to let the merger group know that, hey, you've got a strong fan base. We average over 10,000 fans a game, and I'm hoping that they allow us to stay in our city and allow us to play in our city and allow us to be Roughnecks still.
For those that are watching, thank you for being on here, first off, watching us. But I will let y'all know, I've been told that this petition is being seen, is being recognized. So they are hearing us. They're seeing us. They just aren't listening. So let's make some noise, be louder with it, so that they know we aren't going to give this up and just die out because they want to pick another team over ours.
I know the other team has history, but outside of, who is it, Jim Kelly?
We'll get more into it. We'll get more into it, guys. I want you to unload for sure, but let's just.
Wait, you don't want me to unload. I got 2 barrels.
I don't want you guys, I guess, to just get ahead, because once we cover that,
yeah.
But no, please take the time, find our Facebook page, find Rig Rocker's Facebook page, get out there, sign that petition, and help us save our Roughnecks, please.
Agreed.
My wife's even sharing this petition, getting it out there on her Facebook page. So,
Houston, we need to hear you. Let your voices be heard.
Yeah, it's super easy to sign this too. It's not difficult. You put your name and your email, and then you sign it. So, I mean, there's no excuse, fans. If you want your team, this is what you need to do. It's about the only thing you got left, honestly.
There is 484 signatures right now out of 500. I want to see over 500 by the end of this show. Let's go. Come on. It's only 16. We got this.
Agreed. I know when I
make
first
the noise like we did in TDCU Stadium. Make that noise.
When I first shared this, you had 96, I think, or 92. Yeah. This was about a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I'm not sure on the time, but I know I shared it and we talked about it on the show and we put it in the notes. And then the next day it jumped up at least 100. So
yeah,
it's doing good, y'all, and y'all are doing good work. Every Rig Rocker, Predator Couple, y'all are both. I mean, doing things that. This is what a super fan does, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if you do not have your team, you're going to be able to say, hey, I did everything I could to keep them. So
yeah.
It's respectable for sure, guys, for sure.
Even my little video on my Facebook page.
Yeah, you got your post with all the...
Our little orphan.
My little orphan.
Our
Don't
little
make
orphan
the Rig
rocker.
an orphan.
Oh, boy. So tell me, I mean, what does it mean to be a fan for each of you? What does that exactly mean to you? Because I can see how much you value this and how much how much pride you have in this league, in this team, in this game. What makes you tick to make you feel that way? I mean, whoever wants to take it first, feel free.
Go ahead, Rick.
Oh, for me, like I said, I grew up in football. I mean, my mom used to make a joke that she said, if your dad ever dies, I'm cremating him, putting him in a football and telling you kids take him outside and play with your dad. So football's always been a big part of our life. I mean, I was raised in church, and we'd get home from church on Sunday during football season, and Dad, while he's undoing his tie, is flipping on a football game. So it was always on. So, I mean, it's a way of life in my eyes. It's what I know. I watch football all the time. I mean, I've got a high estate room set up that I watch football, and I turn the TV on downstairs with football on it just in case something happens while I'm walking through the house. I don't want to miss it. But it's family too. My grandmother used to say, make memories. And that's what me and my brother did this past season, and made them with the Predator couple and other super fans and just the kids at the games, making those memories. And I made a post the other day and it said, we made friends and family. And so to me, that's what it's about, especially with the Roughnecks and the Spring League. Go to any city that right now that has an XFL team, and like the Predator said, they welcome you with open arms. I went to the showcase a couple weeks ago. Deuce was amazing. He welcomed us all in, was happy to have us there. And so that's what it means to me. It's just the family, the friendships you build.
Hold up. Who's Deuce? Who's Deuce? Sure.
Orlando Guardians, Green Man.
Understood. Gotcha. I'm just making sure, because people may not know, so make sure to give him credit.
But yeah, he welcomed us in, and that's what you get everywhere you go. San Antonio was a blast, and they was just, me and my brother showed up to the game on Easter, and we're just sitting in the back of my truck just waiting on Predators to get there and wait. We're in enemy territory at this point. We're the only ones out there in red, white, and blue, and I'm like, come on, guys, get here. And just out of nowhere, a few Brahmas fans come up, hey, come over, grab a burger, have a drink. And so we hung out with them until Predators got there, and then we all hung out there until we started to go in for the game. That was a cool picture. That little girl right there plays football there in Orlando, and she wanted to get a picture with all of us. So we all piled into one little spot and got her picture that she wanted.
That's awesome.
That's what it's all about. Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh,
the smiles on the kids' faces is awesome.
It's like Christmas morning for them in the springtime, man.
Agreed.
Exactly.
And you're all so friendly. You go to an NFL game, you got the wrong colors on, dude. It don't matter if you're 5 or 15. People are about to say something to you. From my experience. So it's awesome that you guys are just all so friendly and family friendly at the same time.
Well, I mean, for me, it's being, and I'm an older lady, so for me, it's the kids. I'm a mom. Once a mom, always a mom. Anybody that is a mom will agree. And it's not just the young kids that are coming up all bright-eyed and big smiles and that's awesome kind of mentality, but it's also watching these young men who are trying to get to that next level actually graduate and get there. Being able to see all of that is a phenomenal thing, and I absolutely love watching it. I went to a preseason Saints game and got to see Kirkland, and he saw me and autographed a few things for me, because I put in there, gonna miss you, Kirkland, proud of you, XFL to NFL,
That's
and
awesome.
So watching them achieve their goals and their dreams, it sucks to see them leave, but it's watching them go to be better than they were before. And that's what it's all about, man. Have fun, make memories. I love doing that. I love seeing smiles on people's faces and enjoying the game. I actually watch football. It's religion where I'm at, like football is life. It really is. And these young kids seeing it, knowing it, these young ladies, now they're able to play football. I didn't get that chance. Freaking wish I did.
Yeah, you're right. Different times for sure. The opportunities are there, but no doubt.
Right.
But that's what it means for me.
Me, it's more it kind of gave me a sense of purpose again. You know, something to look forward to, something to drive me to want to do something that I'm passionate about. You know, and it's not just me. I hear stories all the time. You know, and this is for all you higher ups. If y'all listen and ever see this, the Roughnecks are more than just a team. It's basically therapy for people, whether y'all realize it or not, or how deep these stories go. A lot of people, I more than look forward to this, to game days, to this team. It gives everybody, it's giving people a sense of purpose, and to just strip the team that they've grown to love, because we push the team. We do. You know, there's the marketing that you see on TV, and then there's the behind the scenes people pushing and everything to try to get this up and going. And, you know, a lot of people see this team as something more than just football. So, I mean, it's given me a sense of purpose again. So,
Yeah, he's the tailgate guru. When we have 11 o'clock games, we're up there at 6:30 in the morning setting up. Y'all don't understand. Mrs. Predator is up in a tree hanging a banner because Mr. Predator's going, it goes here and here and over there.
That's dedication, y'all. That is dedication. Those early games are tough to tailgate in too.
Oh yeah, especially walking out of them, because you know you're drinking like a pirate by that point. It's before noon.
Yep. You get out and you're like, is it 12 a.m. right now? It's actually 5 p.m.
Yeah,
I get it. Oh man, so I mean, I attest to what you guys are saying, Predator couple. Me personally, it was kind of like that for me as well. It was my first little go around as media, my first time getting involved as something other than a fan. And,
right.
And it was a whole nother world. And just like you, I mean, we all face difficulties. It was really a way for me to get back into society and do something that I wanted to do. So, I mean, it was an awesome thing even for me. The game you went to with John Trey Kirkland, I was actually there as media.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
okay.
I remember seeing those pictures like, damn, I wish I had known that. I would have definitely met up with y'all.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, I mean, you guys all value your team in this league very much. I see that. It's evident. Everybody around sees that, and it's evident also. So, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everything you've done this season, and hopefully we'll continue to do as we go. It's unfortunate that we're even having the conversation we're about to have about a different team or a different team taking over in Houston or whatever.
Yeah.
But just know that a lot of individuals know what you bring to the table, and we respect you for that. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
You as well, Rig Rocker. It's all something that, I mean, it's not nothing you get paid for. It's actually costing you money. It's costing you time. And I know you do it because you love it. It's passion. So
yeah,
good stuff. As we go forward, I mean, before we start talking about merger stuff, is there anything you guys want to discuss prior?
Well, I know in November, the Houston Roughnecks tailgate is going to be getting together at the U of H versus, is it Oklahoma? Oklahoma State, OSU. So, we're going to watch the Houston Cougs battle the Oklahoma, was it Cowboys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're going to be out there tailgating and hopefully getting some of our Houston brothers and sisters out there in the Coug Nation to sign that petition, because we play at the same stadium and they're doing renovations. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the renovations are going to be looking like after this season's over with. And hopefully we can get some more signatures for that petition.
Yeah, I hope you do as well. I think you will. If you can go in a setting like that, and people will do that for the cause, guys, for the cause.
It's for the cause. Do it for the Predator.
I mean, it's not like you have
Babe's even going to come out and help with that.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to get her on as well.
Oh, she's awesome.
To Rocker about you guys all coming on an episode and having like a super fan episode. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, well, that'd be
let us know. We're happy to help.
We'll shoot for November-ish. We kind of talked about a date, but yeah, I would like to get at least 4 or 5 of y'all together.
No, that'll be easy.
Yeah, I figured you guys are all a close-knit group. So.
We have our behind-the-scenes network.
I mean, seriously, Rocker was supposed to come on today, and then he said, "Hey, I think Predator Couple is willing to come on." So okay, tell them to come on. So it all works great for me.
Yeah.
The more the merrier in this thing, especially when I know you guys have the passion you do. You need some kind of platform, whether it's here, there, or whatever.
Well, and we appreciate you for providing us that platform. You know, without you and other media members that put in the effort and the hard work and the technology, all of that behind the scenes stuff to lift us up, trust us, we know where the foundation is, and it lies with you guys. So thank you all for that kind of stuff. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate that greatly. Seriously.
Get excited when one of y'all reach out and ask one of us to be on it.
Yeah, definitely.
We wind up letting each other know, hey, I'm going to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
We all tune in, support each other that way too. So we jump on a podcast and we'll sit there and watch.
I want to share from when I met up with Rig Rocker. I mean, not Rig Rocker. I'm sorry, Predator Couple. I had some pictures. I'm trying to figure out how to get them up here. I don't know. Do you guys remember meeting me at a game? Do you remember that at all?
I want to say it was the third game of the season, I think.
Third or fourth, probably.
Okay, yeah.
I can't. I'll try to figure it out as we go, and I'll pull them up. But yeah, I just had some pictures I wanted to share from there because I remember talking to y'all, being like, "Yeah, I've got this show, trying to make it happen, yada yada yada," and you know, here we are. So
yeah.
Dreams become realities.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
That's awesome.
Well, let's get into the tough stuff, guys.
Let's go.
We got the merger coming. You've heard it. You've probably at this point. You're more in depth than me on this merger. I'm sure you personally, me as a media person, I don't want to be someone that's telling people how to think. My thing is here's the information. Think for yourself, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I feel about it. And getting people like you on here to tell what you think about it is valuable information. So,
right.
We have the merger updates, and currently, I mean, we know that this week it really wasn't nothing major, with the exception of Mark Ross leaving, and then a couple roughneck staff members leaving also.
Yeah.
This isn't. It isn't very much. It isn't really a surprise considering we're having a merger, but it is a shock that it's happening so fast. And then, as well as we saw 2 Houston staff members just kind of jump ship and figure something else out.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull up the article. Go ahead. You can talk.
I get where you're coming from, and I understand. I mean, these people make a living doing this, right?
Yep.
So you've got to do what's best for your family and balance your work life. And my thing is, if this is supposed to be a merger between the XFL and the USFL, why have we not heard any USFL departures? Why is it all just XFL? And because of it all being XFL, it's leading me to believe that they're just trying to push out XFL so they can go back to their normal everyday routine and not have a competitor.
That's a good opinion. I mean,
that's what it looks like to me.
I mean, it makes sense. It's not too hard to understand and put those things together. I mean, obviously, either Mark Ross was going to be pushed to leave or he chose to leave. It's kind of like the details there. What was it, because of a disagreement in structure? Was it because he knew his job wasn't going to be there? Was it because they lowered his pay? You know, there's so many different factors right there that we can talk about. But what really got me was the fact that we had 2 Houston staff members leave. And that was Travis Watkins, which was the director of sales and experience, and then Ellie Pardee. Mm-hmm. Now, do you guys know who Ellie Pardee is? I didn't do my full research on this, but you know who Pardee, that's a common last name on the Roughnecks. That's the wide receivers coach.
Yeah.
So that's his wife, I'm guessing, or a family member of some sort. I didn't sit here and research it a bunch. I didn't want to creep on the guy's wife. He's super cool guy. But
I knew about Travis because he was our rep for our season ticket. So
both. I mean, you're somewhat familiar with. I think I spoke with Travis myself back last year a couple times.
Yeah. Real cool, down-earth guy.
He really is. And I mean, would bend over backwards to make sure that you are happy with everything that you got as a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
So wherever he lands, I know it's going to be a wonderful asset for that group. And I wish him nothing but the best. He was absolutely superb with us and everyone else that we ever spoke to that dealt with him.
Agreed. Yeah, good guy. I mean, I think, to be honest with you, even on a professional or personal sense, any person I've met or talked to or dealt with, I mean, I haven't met anybody bad with the league personally. I haven't met any negative experience to complain about. But yeah,
Right.
it's somewhat worrisome that us as Roughneck fans are discussing, hey, is our team leaving? And then we see 2 staff members jumping ship. So.
Yeah, but then there was also news today that we got 22 signatures with the XFL, and I think Houston had 3 of those names.
Yep. And I got
so it's like, well, if y'all couldn't send any more mixed signals, I don't know what else you could do.
I'm like on the verge of needing anxiety medications at this point because are my Roughnecks staying? Are they going? Am I looking at Houston Gamblers coming through and taking over? Is this going to be where we play in our city, or are we going to have to travel to a hub city like they have in the USFL? And I'll be honest, Birmingham, I'm not making the trip. Sorry. Just not going to do it.
I mean, me personally, I'm not doing that either, just to be honest with you.
I think that from a money-making point of view, I think if they do it where they have the hub cities that the teams can practice in, and then they go play in their respective home teams and bring the teams to the cities where there's already, an established fan base versus listening to the history of the Houston Gamblers. I think that the Roughnecks.
Name anybody but one player.
Thank you. I can name 2, and that's only because I knew a kicker from the Gamblers. His name was Fritz.
And we're talking about the old Gamblers, correct?
The old Gamblers, yeah.
Yeah, being a Texas, so you guys are all from Texas. I'm not from Texas, so I figured you guys would know more just offhand because you know. No.
Jim Kelly, that's it.
That's it. Ask anybody. I'm telling you, just ask anyone, and they'll like Jim Kelly.
No disrespect to older people, but the Gamblers' knowledgeable fans are going to be gone the next 20 years. I'm sorry.
Understood.
I mean,
go ahead.
Have them name 5 of them without Googling it.
You're doing better than anybody I know.
Name 5 of them without checking them.
No, that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, if we had a USFL fan in here, they would know. They would be able to tell us. And that's the thing about it. I mean,
kudos and props to them then.
That's the other thing.
I mean, I'm to the point. I really would like to know what's going through the marketing and team development. I'd like to know what's going on in their minds to not see that, hey, Roughnecks have a fan base. How many fans did the Gamblers have in the stands when they were on the 3? I mean, come on.
And they probably paid for it.
And that's being nice.
I don't like to hate on any league here, but
I'm not trying to hate. Just calling a spade a spade. I mean,
you're being truthful. I mean, I get it.
It is what it is. I have yet to run across a USFL fan here in Houston.
There's very few. I mean,
they have a great following on social media. I'll give them that. But
they also have had years and years of marketing and advertising to go along with it.
Yeah, and I mean, personally, if we would have saw better marketing from the XFL last year, things would have been completely different.
Rig.
I saw one billboard.
I mean, that's the thing about it is the only fans you saw return, or what, 40% of the ones that were there initially, maybe 50. I doubted it was half, because most of the people that I knew followed the league didn't even know what was going on in January. They had no clue that this thing was happening.
Yeah.
So, that's my opinion.
And then the rest of them are looking at you like, oh, it's going to die out again. And look at where we're at.
Yep.
Well, and then like last season, like I said, the very first game of the season, I seen it on the news that Sunday morning. They talked about the game on the news that night. The Roughnecks won the game against Orlando. And then it was crickets. Never once did I hear him talk about the Roughnecks game the rest of the season.
Yeah.
It was never brought up. You didn't hear nothing about the XFL. The only time you heard about it, and it was just a real quick one, is ESPN.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No local, no local channels even said anything about them.
It just felt like they didn't have a leg in the local pot, if we can say that. They didn't have any kind of buy-in from most communities, and the ones they did, that was fan-driven. That was 100% fan-driven, like San Antonio. I mean, they're a good group to look at in terms of their fan base, the people
retention.
And they actually, they value their fans. They do different events. They do different things. They do things that integrate their fans into that team. And it feels like that's missing in many of the other teams, unfortunately. And that's my opinion. I mean, I saw kind of an outside view of a lot of what was going on. And with exception to your diehards, there wasn't many new fans on the train riding. So anyway,
and a lot of that had to do with what happened with 2020 and the sketchiness of how they came about with version 3. So
agreed with that statement 100%. And
Mike G's comment about the 10-year-old from last year, Gamblers played. You're right, Mike. I'm 50.
Hey, that's true though. I mean, it makes sense.
It is.
It's not an absurd statement.
Nope.
Well, hopefully with the merger, they're all looking at that and they're taking our Houston Roughneck fan base into consideration.
I think they are. And I'll tell you, I've been doing this show since last February, and I have had very little, if any, interaction with any XFL actual social media. They haven't shared anything. They haven't liked anything. There's no engagement with the show. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm trying to say here, but we got a like tonight for this show from the actual Houston Roughnecks page. So that tells me they're listening, guys. They are listening. So
thank you. Spread the word. Keep our Roughnecks.
Don't make me make another video.
I think you should anyway.
And as we said, stay tuned.
So the 22 players that signed, much of these were what we saw in the rights portion of things up in the summer. Most of these names we saw there previous. I want to shout out Enrique Yenny. I had him on the show. He's from Mexico. He's a kicker. He'll be playing for DC, and I think that guy, he's got a real good shot at doing some things there in DC. So I just wanted to shout him out quickly. Enrique.
Bienvenidos.
Awesome.
Yeah, check him out. He's a good international player. I mean, that's what there needs to be, some diversity amongst the teams, and whether it's NFL or whatever, it's good to have it. So I wanted to shout him out. So guys, in terms of the next piece, we saw that the UFL was trademarked. Now, to me, I didn't buy too much into this personally, just because we just had the NSFL trademarked.
Yeah.
So to me personally, it's whatever you want to think at this point. A lot of people are dead set that this is the new name of the league. Personally, I don't feel that so. I think this is just a backup plan or keeping someone from doing something else. I'm not sure exactly, but I just don't see this being the name after they just copyrighted a bunch of other stuff.
And I was about to say, don't be surprised if you see one or two more trademark, because they want names to fall back on, and they don't want somebody going out and saying, "Oh, I got this. Oh, I got this trademark. Oh, you got to buy it from me."
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So don't be surprised if you see one or two more trademarked.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you got the money, you can trademark anything if you have a legitimate proof you're going to be using it. So
yeah.
Now I'll tell you that with the trademarks, though, they take quite a while to come in. And I found an article from back in May where Josh Gerben, I believe that's his name, he posted in May that it was taking up to 10 months for trademarks to be approved right now. And that, that was May, so I'm not sure if it's still same, but they may not have this thing trademarked by next year.
I'll be surprised if they get it by the end of the year, given the impending government shutdown.
Yeah, I agreed with that statement. Regardless, we're going to be looking at something. We know that. And I think there's going to be more stuff released as we go. There's going to be more information to throw us off the trail. There's going to be things that we have no idea what's going on. So
Right.
in this, I mean, Rig Rocker, Predator Couple, both of you guys, what do you think? If the new name is the UFL, do you think that's fitting?
Unidentified Football League.
Right.
I mean,
there's unidentified football league and then not sure football league. So I mean, it's
right. So it's for me. It's just like with all the uncertainty and everything, just quit throwing little crumbs out there. Just be a little more transparent. Give us a little bit of honesty.
Yeah.
Something that we can prepare for.
Right.
Because I mean, we're season ticket holders for next year. So where does that put us in a monetary standpoint? Where does that put us in a know-how standpoint? Hell, where does that put that with our team?
Yeah, we can't even plan for the season because one, we can't even buy tickets right now. We haven't been able to buy tickets for the Roughnecks, and we can't plan for travel or anything. So we're going to wait the very last second, and then we're going to spend a bunch of money on travel to go to games when we could be booking our flights now, booking our hotels now, and saving a few dollars that we could spend.
John said you become gambler ticket holders.
Y'all can refund my money.
I had to share that quickly. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Rig. I'm sorry.
No, you can refund my money.
But it's because I know Ballhawk, he bought tickets for a lot of the teams, like season tickets, and he wants to start booking his travel and getting that all set up. I can't book mine.
Same.
I mean, same for me too, guys. I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
We're all in that same boat.
Hurry up and wait.
It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Just a little bit of transparency. Let us know something. Give us a little bit of something. You don't have to spill everything right now. I know a lot of it's still in the works, but give us something.
Yeah. Agreed with that.
This went from it's all about the fans to, oh, y'all are just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it almost feels like, and this is what I felt last year is coming in, trying to do media stuff, do this podcast, do a show. It was kind of like a feeling like, oh, they'll come either way. They'll be here if they want. It's kind of the vibes I got.
Which is crazy because when XFL started, it was all about the fans, players interacting with the fans being able to go on and before and after the games. The community outreach that they were trying to implement was compared to none. I mean, we had the upper staff out at our tailgates with us before the game started. Hey, we're looking forward to seeing you guys in there, and yes, great. Finally, somebody that actually knows how to treat their customers. Because at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're customers, and we're buying stuff, and we're promoting your stuff without any cost to you to help bring you in more customers.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel all those testaments 100%.
So to feel like the redheaded stepchild now is just, it's outrageous.
Or the orphan.
Yeah, or the orphan, little orphan Rig Rocker over here. We just need to get a curly haired red wig.
I can get one of those.
And an Annie dress.
I'll
wear the Annie dress, and we'll all just be orphans.
There you go.
Oh man, I mean, I get it too, guys. And I brought up the property of trademark just to ask if you like the name itself, but how can we even judge if we like that name and we don't even know if it's going to be a team? I mean,
exactly.
I don't even know what's going to happen.
I know.
So my thing is really with that is it really united?
You're not living up to it, that's for sure.
Exactly. Is it really united?
Well, it's interesting that NSFL was the USFL, and then now this UFL is the XFL. So it's interesting to me, and I'm not sure. Like I said, I guess this is just a backup plan. I don't know, or it's just another option. But there's already a league that's used this name before as well. So
Yeah.
I don't that out.
There's the confusion on that.
Just research it at home, guys, if you're interested. I'm not getting into that, but there's a lot that went on with this name. This name is not a good name. It's kind of scorned.
It's got bad juju.
Exactly. So, yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I mean, it's a lot. And when this first broke a couple weeks ago, I was thinking, man, this can't be a mess. This has got to be put together well. They're just messing with us. They're giving us this little clues, but I mean,
it's like McDonald's and the McRib.
Exactly. I mean, just put it there. It's a shit show right now.
Exactly.
Well, or wait, coming to America, it's McDowell's, and it's a McRib.
Oh my. What? So overall, I mean, I'm getting the vibes from you guys, but what do you think of the merger in itself? I mean, let's skip past the you don't have a home. I understand.
Let's get past the bias.
Yeah. Let's say that they say, hey, the Houston Roughnecks are good to go, and no worries, you're fine, fans. How do you feel about this merger in itself?
Well, I think the Predators and I talked about it over the weekend, and they talked about season 2 for the XFL. We're going to finally have a season 2. Why not have that season 2? Get all your ducks in a row for 2025. Let us play out our season in the XFL. USFL plays out their season. We get a champion. They get a champion. The champions play for bragging rights to start 2025.
It'd be awesome.
I'm fine with the merger. I'm fine with it as long as it's done right. And you don't just push out all of us, the XFL, and that's what I feel like they're trying to do. So, I'm fine, and I understand it's business, but, do it the right way.
Yeah, I'd take it a step further and go, hey, have the gamblers play the Roughnecks, and whoever wins gets to stay. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. But I mean, as far as USFL, nobody here in Houston got behind it because it's not tangible to us. It's not something we can physically go see, you don't even hear about it on networks where it can be broadcasted or live casted or, this cast or that cast. So, outside of a random poster that somebody has curled up corners in the garage because they went there 30 plus years ago, you don't hear about it. And the only time I've ever heard about it was when I was managing a restaurant that long ago. And now because of the merger. Now, I hope that they keep some of the rules that the XFL brought in because it makes it a faster paced game. I like the idea of the players being in hub cities, but traveling out to where their home teams are so they can start building that fan base. And hey, I love the idea that USFL is coming in with more teams because then it means our season's going to be longer.
Yep. Better play.
And and better competition. There's pluses and minuses. If I knew with 100% certainty that my Roughnecks were going to be there, then I'd be shouting it from the rooftops. Come get season tickets. Let's go to UFL or USFL or USXFL or NSFL or whatever the FL is,
Whatever the FL is, right?
That is a mouthful. Oh my.
I feel like I should be auctioning something off at this point.
I mean, legit, no matter what happens, if we call it USFL, you're still going to have some people that call it NSFL or NFL or WWXFI. I mean, I don't even know what's myself. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense, guys. So I wanted to see what you felt about that, honestly. And so, I mean, from those questions, do you feel it's being handled well so far?
I'm gonna say hell no.
That's the understatement of the night.
Yeah, that will be the understatement of the night on this guest.
I'm going to pretend like my mom is watching this podcast, and I'm just going to say no.
Well, my mom cusses like a sailor and drinks like a Mick, so they kiss my butt if they don't keep my roughnecks, and I'll be that polite with it because I gotta stay ladylike, I guess.
Hey, it's respectable opinions. There's nothing wrong with having your opinions, especially you guys. You've earned it.
We all know what opinions are like, and everyone's got one, and they usually stink.
Yeah, but I think when it comes to you guys, like I said, that passion and doing all this extra, you're not gonna do this if you don't believe in what's happening.
Right.
What's the point? Why I wouldn't do this?
There's no
if I didn't believe
trust.
in it. Exactly.
And then, like you said, they're abandoning us and not listening to us, and we're supposed to be their number one priority as fans and, like you said, customers. Like I said earlier, I'd like to know really what's going through their minds for marketing, because they need to be fired.
I mean, if they had 2 cents to rub between them, they'd reach out to us super fans and say, hey, you guys can help. Because I'll be the first one to say it. How can we help?
Exactly.
Me too. I'm right there with you. I mean, that's all we can do in our positions. We don't work for them, and even then,
they're putting the cart in front of the horse, and it's not coming off business-like, or
it's not a good business plan.
Yeah, the model's not there right now.
That's my concern is this thing is going to get patched up together in December. January, February, we're going to have a scheduled drop, and then it's just going to be rush from there to make sure this is a product worth showing on TV.
Yeah.
And I mean, we were in the military, so we're used to the hurry up and wait, but not everyone is. Nor should they feel like they have to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, with the XFL version 3.0, they announced it, 2-3 years before they let it go, and it hit the ground running. They built that fan base and that excitement and the anticipation, whereas now it's like, hey, let's put this here. They're Frankenstein and stuff that it more likely going to fall apart.
Yeah. We shall see, guys. But honestly, like last year, whenever we still didn't have the schedule, January? We didn't get it till sometime January, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I was concerned at that point, personally. I was really concerned. And I would made it a point to go to that first game just to kind of get an idea of how this was going to go. I was worried myself. We just didn't hear enough about it. It didn't seem like the things that mattered, or the things that were supposed to matter, did not get taken care of. But the things that we really didn't care about, they were done perfect. That's the way I kind of felt about it. But yeah, I'm going through comments right now. We're getting some pretty good comments. I mean, I'm not speaking about media accessibility right now, John. I'm speaking about fan accessibility. Me as media, I don't base my experience off of fan experience. I think those are two separate entities completely. I know the first game I actually tried to go as a fan. I had tickets and I had media passes and whatever, and I tried to go back and forth.
Right.
It didn't work. It did not work.
Yeah, we had a couple of camera guys that were trying to do that in Houston, and they're phenomenal. They took great photos, and then they were like, okay, let me watch the game a little bit. Okay, let me take more pictures. And I'm like, honey, you need a drink here. Here's some water. Drink some water, because you're running around and you're worse than these wide receivers out here.
Rig, do you think, I mean, we didn't hear your opinion on it. Do you think this is being handled well? Do you think it's handled correctly so far?
It's not. It's not. I agree with the Predators. Reach out to us. If anybody's listening to this right now, reach out to us. We worked our asses off promoting this, the Roughnecks and promoting the league, throughout every team, all the super fans, we all worked our asses off, promoting our teams, promoting the league, doing what we could do to help. Reach out to us. Let us know if there's something we can do. And I'll follow suit with them. Let's do it.
Yeah. We have
Let's
a pulse on the fan base, and use us. We're a great tool to reach out and see what they need. And if we don't know, then we definitely can point you in the right direction for the people that you want.
Yep.
Agreed.
Believe me, I don't mind helping, and my wife don't mind it if it means me being out of the house. So reach out. I'll be more than happy to help.
And he's retired. Put him to use.
Yeah.
Me and Rick are in the same boat. If it gets us out the house, they're all for it.
Hey, I'm right there with you guys too. I mean, like I said, I'm not representing as a fan, but what I'm doing is it's behind the scenes, and personally, I feel like the fans really drove it home on social media last year, and if it wasn't for that aspect, I don't know if the success would have been there like it was. Because
yeah.
I don't even mean me necessarily. I had just a little piddly, just an audio show. There was people, guys doing shows. There were people analyzing. There were all these folks just doing it because they loved it, not because they got paid.
Exactly.
That's what you got to really hone in on. Those folks that want to be there.
For sure.
It's like when we went to the showcase, the Superfans that went to the showcase, they seen us there. They come up, they found us. They wanted us to do that ad for their Halloween costume competition. They came to us. We wasn't running around trying to find them to let them know we were there. They seen us. We were literally sitting in the stands whispering back and forth because we were told, you guys make sure you're not making noise, and all this. So we were just sitting there just whispering back and forth, and they come up to us and asked us to do it.
And that could have happened every game. You could have had one like that. Not with you necessarily,
right.
But any of the super fans, any of the folks sitting up front. We had the what was it? The guy that had one leg always in Houston. He had his prosthetic off all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, interview that
Drinking
guy.
beer out of his out of his leg.
I want to hear what he's got to say. Seriously, I really do. Hopefully, if he hears this, contact me, dude.
I bet he would hop around from topic to topic.
I watched that man pass his leg around.
He doesn't have a leg to stand on. Y'all leave him alone.
He's got one leg. He's on
I
his
watched him
leg,
sit on
guys.
the wall and hand his leg to his buddy, and it wound up 3 or 4 people down from him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's just sitting on the wall waiting on his
People
leg.
were buying him beers to watch him pour them in so he could drink out of it.
Yes.
I was like, if that's not a great shtick, I don't know what is.
Oh boy.
Get it? Shtick.
So let's get to the hard question now.
All right.
Both of you. I mean, what's your plans if the relocation takes place? If say the Gamblers take over for the Roughnecks, let's say that's one situation, and then let's say the Roughnecks are moved to a hub city, and they don't come back to Houston. That's another. So let's talk about those two situations.
Go ahead, Rick.
What do you think?
So if they do away with the Roughnecks, I mean, I love football, so I mean, I will support the league, but I just can't see myself being a Gambler super fan and supporting them the way I have the Roughnecks. If they take the Roughnecks and put them in a hub city, and great, the Roughnecks get to stay, but how are we supposed to enjoy the games, watch them in a hub city? So I'll say what the Predator said earlier as far as plans for, with all this. There's big ones coming. Stay tuned. I got quite a few things in the works. So there's things coming.
Good deal. I like to hear it. I mean, it's better than saying, hell no, if this doesn't work, I'm out. Peace. So
Yeah. No, I love football, and I'm going to support the spring league regardless, because no matter what, these young men that are playing in it, they're trying to reach the ultimate goal.
Yep.
And some of them have reached that goal, but they just had some missing pieces, so they didn't quite make it. So they come down to the spring league and trying to hone those missing pieces to get back up there. So I'm going to support them. You know, I want to see them succeed. You know, they've worked all their lives to get to that point, and they need the support. At the showcase, I mean, a lot of them was coming up to us and thanking us for coming out and being there and supporting them. And, you know, all day long, they was coming up there. You know, we'd go out to where we was tailgating at, and they'd come out, they'd run right up to us, shake our hands, want to get pictures with us, and thank us for being
Awesome.
there. You know, so to me, that's what it's all about. So, I mean, I'm going to support the league, but I can honestly say I will not be a super fan for the Gamblers.
Understood. Respectable answer, man. So I mean that you're not taking your ball and heading home, as I like to say.
No.
You're still going to play. You're just not going to be happy about it, and I understand.
Right.
What do you think, guys? The Roughneck crew?
Dude, this is where we were house divided at first, because at first initial response she was like, hell no, ain't happening. Me, I was like, I'm saying with Rig, you know, these guys are playing with their hearts, not their wallets. You know, they're trying to get to the main stage, and they aren't being spoiled like the ones that are already there. You know, as far as, and I'm with Rig on it, you know, as far as being a super fan, if they get rid of the Roughnecks being for the Gamblers, I don't see myself doing it because of how they did the whole hub thing playing in Birmingham, but they're a Houston team. You know, like Miss Predator here said earlier, we didn't even know about it. You know, there was nothing to go see, nothing to be excited about. Where, you know, Roughnecks were here in town. Yeah, they were hubbed up in South Oklahoma, but they came down here to play some football. You know, so if the Roughnecks do stay and they're hubbed, how far is the hub away? We might have to make trips every weekend. You know, there's a lot of ifs, no answers, so a lot of it's still in the air. Best thing us super fans have talked about behind the scene is stay tuned.
I like it, guys. That's honestly, I did not expect those answers from either one of you. Whenever I was writing this up, I was like, this is going to get them triggered for sure. They're about to get pissed off.
That's why I let him answer the question, because
Go ahead. I want to hear your opinion. I'm sure other
they
people
kiss
do.
my butt. They get rid of my Roughnecks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm thoroughly irritated. I don't like the fact that, we're banking on history of a team that's been here for how long and hasn't gotten a fan base, period. I have never heard of them prior to this. I've never heard of them without XFL related spring football. You know, I don't like watching NFL much anymore because they're a bunch of uppity, prissy, whiny babies that are overpaid and completely injured all the time. It drives me nuts. So I look at these young men that are giving their all and doing everything that they can do for peanuts compared to their counterparts trying to get to that next level. And, you know, I'm hoping that their humble beginnings give them a little bit of insight when they get to that next level. But ultimately, I'm sorry, no, I can't. I just can't. For the simple fact that if I sit there and say, well, I'll be there for the guys. Yeah, I want to be there for the guys. But at the end of the day, my dollar is what's going to cast my vote. And if they don't have my dollar, then maybe they'll realize their mistake.
Makes sense. 100%.
Sorry, not sorry. I said what I said.
No, you shouldn't be sorry. You've earned the right to have that opinion. You're not someone that just sits on the couch waiting for the next season. That's really why I wanted to showcase each of you guys before we started talking about this stuff, because you have the right to talk about this, whether it be as fans, ticket purchasers, super fans, whatever you want to consider yourself. Especially in times right now, I mean, things are not cheap. It's expensive to live right now. We all know that. And if you want us to spend our money or on your product, it needs to be legitimate. You need to give us what we want as a fan or as a whatever we are. I mean, I totally understand that. And that's one of the only ways, unfortunately, that sometimes companies learn is once that dollar kind of dips down. So regardless, I appreciate you all and what you've done. And that's, like I said, that's really all I wanted to highlight, all the stuff from the get-go and talk about it, because I did not want to be sitting here and like you having to prove yourself of what you think. Because in my mind, you guys, this is a representation of most of a Houston fan right now that I've got right here.
Well, we appreciate that. I mean, we're super fans because we love the game. We love our team. We love the people that are there supporting our team. We came together to enjoy football. And this has put like a huge bad taste in my mouth. And it's created some disdain. I'm glad that they're out there doing what they're doing and that they're doing what they love. But at the end of the day, I'm buying a product and I want a value for it. And if I don't think that that's meeting the value standard that I've created, then so be it,
Then it's affordable. It's not ridiculous $300 price for a seat up in the nosebleeds because it's it's the NFL. It's something that average blue collar worker can go afford season tickets for. And okay, so I can't make it to an NFL game. Well, guess what? I got this league and I can go to every season game for the price of one seat for one game.
I was looking at prices for Houston Texans games, just curiosity. All the way up the top, $66 for a seat. About midway down, $135.
You're catching more than that once you get your fees and taxes at it. It's
exactly
more.
Hell, halfway between last week's game, it was $350, and it was halftime.
I got a comment from Brahma Babe, and we are Swifty free. Thank you for that.
Thank God.
We are so sick of hearing about that girl. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, yeah.
They're just going to change Kansas City's name to the Kansas City Swifties.
Yeah.
It's fitting. It's fitting.
I'm a Raiders
I
fan.
put a meme on my personal
anyway.
Facebook page, and I can't say that on here. Never mind.
Yeah, but let's see how many Swifties are still there when they break up.
That's when things get rough. We get a song released, and that's when things start changing.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, all great opinions from you guys, and I appreciate it. And it's good that you can stay cordial and talk about it also. I really didn't know what to expect getting everybody on here. I didn't know. Fired up,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not feeding me or financing me. So, I mean, you can't get too hung up about it.
You're right. Agreed on that. I've only got one more question left, and then we'll see if there's some questions from people watching.
Okay.
So basically, I just want to know, I mean, what's you all as individuals, what's your best hope for this merger? What do you hope comes out of it when it actually drops and hits the ground? What's your perfect merger expectations?
That my Roughnecks are still here.
So you're saying that as long as you got that, you can deal with the rest.
I'd be able to handle everything else as long as I have the Roughnecks. I'll deal with the bad scheduling. I'll deal with the late nights and having to get up hungover, going to work the next day. I can handle the extra road trips to go see them. I can deal with all of that as long as I have my Roughnecks.
Yep. Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, what do you think, fellas? What, in your opinion, what's the
Go
best
ahead, Rick,
outcome?
and then I'll hop in.
Yeah, this is the last of the questions. So I mean, definitely. I mean, let's hear it on this one.
Oh,
For me, I agree with Miss Predator. You know, to have our Roughnecks. The ideal thing would be playing in Houston, not having the hub cities. But if it means we got to travel a little bit to go support them, there's enough of us. We're all going to figure it out, and we're just going to caravan there. You know, whatever it takes. You know, we'll go and support our Roughnecks. But in a perfect world, having the Roughnecks, having them play in Houston, and just getting to support them and see them play. And I'll add this one: play and win the championship.
oh yeah.
That's my best hopes for 2024.
Yeah, let's start off hot and end hot. Agreed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
John's asking a question. John, I seen your question earlier. I just didn't want to ask it in mid convo. But have you guys engaged with the local press about your Roughneck situation? So
I am in the process of trying to talk to somebody at like the local news channels. You know, one to get them to maybe come out and talk to us. You know, at our events. You know, and maybe talk about our events. You know, you see them talk about different events throughout Houston. Why not talk about us?
Yep.
Why not talk about our events coming up? Get more people involved. You know, and so I've reached out to a couple. I'm just hoping to hear something back. I just actually reached out to them yesterday, so hopefully I'll hear something from them here the next day or two. I'm watching both of my emails, so maybe I'll hear something. If not, I'll start just calling them. I'm going to make somebody hear me.
I've learned with most of these things, when people don't respond, I mean, you just got to try again. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, unfortunately.
Well, I'll tell you right now, we had the sports people from one of our local news channels interview the two of us at our home when it came out for Roughneck. So, yeah, we might be reaching out to them. So thank you, John, for the awesome idea. And I appreciate that. We'll definitely see if maybe we can get them to start talking about it. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Try again.
That's your best bet. And I mean, it's surprising that that's not already happening in Houston with this whole thing. It seems like it would be a good talking point, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think right now in Houston, other sports have taken precedent. Go
Yeah.
Stros.
Yeah. There's always something going on in Houston. That's the truth. Now, Predator Couple, I know we kind of skipped. Yeah, I wanted to hear. I mean, you still got an opinion on the last question I asked? I mean, what's your best hopes?
It's every super fan's hope. I mean, they already hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
Roughnecks stay in town. If they are hubbed, hey, we'll travel. You know, we're super fans for a reason. I mean, we flew to Orlando to go see that game. You know, so I mean, we'll travel, but you know, best hope is Roughnecks Day. That's all we can hope for right now.
The hard part is getting all of our gear in our suitcase to get through security.
I can't
Just
imagine.
wear it.
Because I mean, rebranding the Predator Couple for the gamblers is going to be a little pricey.
Yeah, I can't imagine, dude. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, you could say it's for religious reasons. They might let you wear it.
There you go.
Hey, Captain Obvious showed up at the XFL championship game. He actually got on his flight in his get-up as Captain Obvious because he was at some event thing and had to hurry and get to the airport. Didn't have time to change, so he flew from D.C. to San Antonio with his outfit on.
Wow.
So, dedication,
Why
baby.
not?
I wonder if he took it off.
I know we had the mask policy on the planes before, but I think this is going to be a bit overkill. And the belt, might set off the alarms.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Hey, Chris said halftime shows retro rockers. I like that. Get you some glow in the dark, like gloves and such, and do some different things.
Right.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, so that was what the questions I had on standby was John's question just about the local media. We don't have any other questions coming in on the comments, so guys, I think we're going to wrap it up.
Well, before you do,
go ahead, say everything you want to say, please do.
Our X Fan Legion, which is all of our super fans, are getting together here in Houston, January 13th at R&R Sports Bar. We are doing a charity event, and we really urge all of you to come, donate, help out. We're helping the Women's Area Domestic Violence Center, the Houston Women's Area Center, Houston Area Women's Center, HAWC. That's how I remember it. HAWC, HAWC, Houston Area Women's Center, and it's to sideline domestic violence. So please feel free to come out. We're doing 50-50 raffles. There's going to be food. We're going to be giving a chance for you to participate in a silent auction. There's going to be certain super fan items that will be auctioned off, all in the name of charity, all for a great cause. Reach out, let us know, and while you're there, you can help sign our petition to save the Roughnecks. So that is something that we're looking forward to. We're going to have a lot more details, and we'll definitely send them your way so you can help promote our X-Fan Legion on January the 13th at R&R in Houston, helping out the Houston Area Women's Center, which is the HAWC. So
you get some stuff, send it my way. I'll advertise it on the show, no problem. And heck, I might try to come if I can, honestly.
If anybody out there is wanting to make a donation for the Houston Area Women's Center, we're accepting donations, monetary, otherwise anything that you think would be of auction value, like maybe a jersey that's sitting behind you over there on or anything else. You know, if there's something out there that you think would get a awesome return that you'd like to donate, we're happy to take it. So please. A
lot of items. I've got stuff put up that I don't even know what to do with right now.
Well, now you know what to do with it. Donate it for a great cause and help us sideline domestic violence.
That is an awesome cause. I agree with that.
And it's not associated with either league. It's just something that us super fans are doing to give back to our local communities.
Understood. Great thing you're doing there. And regardless if your team's there, you're still going to have that event?
Oh, we're having San Antonio super fans there. We've got Ball Hawks coming down from St. Louis. We're gonna have, and anybody else that wants to come. It's a free for all. Come have fun, meet some of your favorite super fans, and help a great cause to sideline our domestic violence.
Dirty and Amanda's going to be there. Daddy Ed. So.
Yeah, y'all just keep me updated, man. I mean, I'm about 6 hours out, and I would be down for an event, kicking it off right there before the season starts or whatever, whenever it
Yeah.
All right.
And if you have a donation that you want to try to get to us, just reach out to the show, and they know how to get in contact with us. Or you can reach out to us on our Facebook pages, The Predator Couple or Rig Rocker on Facebook. We also have Instagram. Brahma Babes out there helping too. So reach out, donate. It's for a great cause and a wonderful charity. And I mean, it's going to be pretty fun. We're going to be out there. So save our Roughnecks, sideline domestic violence, all for great causes. Get out here and have fun.
Awesome stuff, guys. Now, hold on. We have one comment coming in. Let's see what John said. He had a question that I skipped. Sorry, John. Let's see. Got it. All right. So he says, as someone who has already lost an XFL team, the New York Guardians, is there another XFL team you may commute to? Right now, he drives to DC for his games.
I think my closest one's going to be San Antonio.
Yeah, that's a good one to back up.
Yeah, I'd have to go.
It'd probably be San Antonio.
Yeah.
They're a great fan base, and the super fans out there are pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
fans in general out there are pretty awesome. So I think, yeah, that's probably.
I think they'll let us wear a gear.
More to come on that.
Yep.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Brahma Bade says she loves y'all.
Love you too, Brahma.
Love to see it, guys. Keep up the good stuff. That's about all I got. I think we're going to wrap it up. Before I go, I'll give each of you the air. If you got anything you want to announce other than what you already did, social media, anything you want to say, please speak.
Let you two start.
Sideline domestic violence.
Like I said, shoot me that info as soon as y'all have it ready, and I'll put it on my stuff. Okay.
Definitely will.
Again, we're being heard. They're just not listening. So let's make some noise.
Check out the
Get
petition,
loud,
guys.
H-Town.
Yep. I'll throw the petition on the notes. Anything I can do to help, y'all feel free to reach out. Okay. Don't
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate the help.
No matter what happens, I'll see y'all next season at some point. I know.
For sure.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah. Like we said, stay tuned. It's about ready to get a little crazy if we lose the Roughnecks, but it's going to get crazy.
He said secrets on. That's about it, guys. I appreciate you again for coming on. It's been a great interview.
Thanks
I've enjoyed
this
one. Time flew through this one. It was a good one. So thanks again, man.
Oh yeah.
Really did. Thank you.
Had a good time. Thanks for having us.
Hope y'all have a good night. Good next few days until the weekend hits. And
H is up, baby. H is up.
H is up all
baby.
day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Be good, you guys. Take it easy.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
Yes, sir. All right. Wrapping that up. Appreciate that. The super fans, man. Awesome stuff. When I'm sitting here doing this, and then it makes me know what I'm doing is worthwhile. So appreciate you guys and much respect for what you're doing. Like I said, Friday, I'll have Brett on from Facebook. He does a show now with Daddy Ed, and he's got a Facebook group that's pretty big in alt sports. So check that out. It'll be same time, 7:30. Check out the petition. I'm going to pull it up again real quick. I'll share it in the notes. Give it a sign if you listen. It'll take you 3 minutes maybe to do this, probably less, honestly. So just sign it, and then, share it on to the next person. Check that out. Like I said, I'll share it in the notes. Super easy to sign, guys. It takes 3 seconds. Real fast. In terms of anything else, I think that's all I got my end. It's been a week of shows and news. So once Friday gets here, it'll be good to have a couple day break before we start again the next week. Always a pleasure. Always fun. Thank you again, XFL and XFL board. As always, appreciate you letting me cover XFL and XFL board. I appreciate you partnering up with me and making things happen like we've done. So thank you again and appreciate it. Stay in touch, stay tuned for some developments on the show. I've spoke about it a couple times. There's going to be some stuff changing, and just like everyone else, I'm sitting here and waiting. I can't change anything until we know a name, and I've got some other ideas in the back burner, but it's not, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing now, and then we'll see what happens after, a week or two and we get some more news. But as always, I've enjoyed it. Thank you again, Superfans, for being on and coming on and spending your night with me. You're always welcome back. If you need a platform, just let me know, okay? Until next time, guys. That's it for me. Peace out.